Hey guys, welcome to Disney Talk Tuesdays. My name is Daniela. If you haven't been here before, this is the evening where we just come, kick back, relax, and have some Disney talk in the middle of our week. So, welcome in. Let me go ahead and get into the chat to see who is here so I can interact with you guys. Give me 1 minute. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's see who's here. All right. We have Steve's World. I forgot it was Tuesday. That's funny, Steve. I'm glad you are here. Very cool. If you have not checked out Steve's World, please make sure to do so. He is doing a pretty epic Disney songs bracket stream on Monday nights at 8 p.m., I believe, Eastern Standard Time. So check him out. It's very cool. A lot of fun. Hey, welcome in, Greg. Good to see you here. Hey, Stacy Rogers. All right. The party is here. Both Stacy and Steve are here. Greg is here. I'm pretty excited to dive into this topic tonight. So, for those that are new, we have been doing a Disney movie comparison series. We started off with Frozen versus Tangled that first week, and to my surprise, Tangled won. I definitely thought Frozen would have won, but by the end of the night, even I was convinced that Tangled was the better movie. I believe, right? That's what happened, guys? And then also, last week we went over Moana and the Little Mermaid, which again, I thought Moana would have won. But by the end of the night, even I was convinced that the Little Mermaid, all together with the 5 categories that we go through, did in fact deserve to win last week. So that is what is going on. Moana got robbed, Stacy. So this week, we're going to be discussing 101 Dalmatians versus Aristocats. So it's been a lot of fun just rewatching the classics over the weekend. Welcome in, Jeffrey. Good to see you here. So, those who are in the stream, please go ahead and like the stream and subscribe for more Disney content. And if you like these type of videos, we will be doing this every Tuesday night for the next several weeks, just comparing some movies. So, Ian, if you have some suggestions on movie comparisons, I would love to hear them. Put them down in the comments area or right now in the chat, and I will totally consider it for the future. This idea actually came from Stacy. She's the one who suggested 101 Dalmatians versus the Aristocats, and I thought it was an excellent idea. So I went ahead and took her advice there. I know this is my idea, but I have no idea how I'm going to vote. Oh, it's funny, Stacy. Okay, so let's review real quick the categories that we go through during these evenings. So we go through 5 different categories. The first category is storyline. So this is where we kind of take the time to figure out like the themes, to consider the themes, originality, and the message behind the movies to see which one has the better overall storyline. The second category we talk about are songs. I like to consider how a song does musically, what kind of a lyrics does it have, how catchy is it. Those are the things that I consider when talking about songs. The third category is animation, and I added to that animation and awards this week. So we'll be putting those 2 things together as we talk about each movie. Fourth category is the villains. We will compare the villains of each movie, who is more evil and which is the better developed villain or has the better story or background. And then finally, we discuss all the supporting characters that are aside from the main character. So it's really fun. I really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy this too. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Let me go ahead and catch up on the chat. Can I change my mind and we do 2 different movies? Stacy, that's awesome. Can you do Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins Returns, please? Interesting, Jeffrey. I think that would be a fun comparison. I'd actually have to go and grab Mary Poppins Returns because I haven't seen it yet. I'd be curious to hear your review on Mary Poppins Returns. I've had mixed reviews come in, so I'm not sure. But that would be a very cool and interesting one to do for sure. Okay, so first category, let's go ahead and dive in, is the storyline, right? I think this is in this paper. So Mary Poppins Returns is a great movie, says Stacy Rogers. Good to know, Stacy. So the storyline of each movie, 101 Dalmatians and Aristocats has a very similar storyline to it. So you have Aristocats, for those who don't know. The butler pretty much catnaps, does a catnap, and steals the kittens away and kind of makes them get lost. And so the whole storyline is the kittens finding their way back home through the alley cat, Thomas O'Malley, helping them get back home. So that's pretty much the gist of the storyline. Meanwhile, in 101 Dalmatians, you have the villain, who is an old schoolmate of Anita's, wants the Dalmatians for their fur and has her accomplices, I guess you could say they're villain sidekicks, steal the puppies from these parents. So they steal all 15 puppies. So the whole movie is basically the parents trying to get Pongo Perdita, trying to get their puppies back. So there's similar storylines in the sense of like we have animals trying to get back home, but one storyline kind of grasps me more as a mom, I think, than the other one. You know, like there's something beautiful about the persistence of Pongo and Perdita to find their puppies despite the odds against them. So I love that for that alone, the movie for that alone. I was in Mary Poppins Returns as a dancer. What? That's insane. What's up, Meg? Good to see you here. And welcome in Arjons. Hi from Magic Kingdom. Awesome. I hope you're enjoying that. Steve's World. So in both movies, we have a story where animals are taken by humans and then find their way back to the families. Oh, and the animals talk too. Yes. Very true, Steve. That is essentially what you have. So I want to discuss a few of my favorite scenes from each of the movies. I gotta be honest, when I think about the Aristocats, one of my favorite scenes is the Everybody Loves a Cat song. I'm sorry, Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. Not everybody loves a cat. Because not everybody does. Like Miguel, he doesn't really like cats. Alright, anyways. So that's a fun scene. I enjoy it. But I gotta be honest, when it comes to favorite scenes and putting that into this category, there are so many favorite scenes that I have of 101 Dalmatians that really, really get me. Like, in the very beginning, like, Lucky is about to die, and Roger essentially brings him back to life. And that is such a, I don't know, like a moving scene. You're just so excited for this puppy coming back to life. It was kind of cool also. I rewatched these movies with Alex, so it was so fun, like, seeing everything through his eyes this time around. This is also why I'm enjoying the series, because he's like falling in love with the movies that I like grew up with. So it's so fun. Anyway, so that's one of my favorite scenes. Also, the Twilight Bark. Pongo and Perdita essentially are like, these humans can't find our puppies, so we're gonna, rely on our dog world and animal world to help us find our children. And the Twilight Bark is such a cool scene of like community coming together and coming behind these parents to find their kids, which I think is just amazing. I think it's awesome. And then the end scene, which I love, is when the dogs come back to their home. All 99 dogs come back and they're all black. And then there's this moment where they realize that it's the Dalmatians. So it's just fun. I love it all. Steve, I see that you are coming with Aristocats here, and I'm curious to hear a little bit more about what are your favorite scenes from the Aristocat. I had a harder time finding things that I really loved about it, but I have to say I grew up with 101 Dalmatians more, and that one just is more closer to my heart than Aristocat was. So I would say story is somewhat the same, says Steve. Miguel, hey all, just a reminder, we will be live streaming from the parks on Sunday. Be sure to vote on Twitter which park you'd like to see. Yes, Miguel, thank you for the reminder. I'll go ahead and remind everyone later as well. Right, meow. I think Aristocats is perfect. I'm not a cat person either. I like what you did there, Meg. That's awesome. So, Steve's World, you're going to go with Aristocats for this one. Mickey's Magic and Stacy Rogers and Greg, what does everyone vote on this one? I'm going to go with the 101 Dalmatians. That's 1-1 so far. I have to run off to sleep, but wanted to pop in quickly. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for popping in, Meg. I really appreciate it. Have a great night. The dogs in 101 Dalmatians don't play instruments, so there's that. Great point. We'll talk about that. But this isn't about songs, Steve. This is about storyline. The stories are very close, but I think the concept took more to create the Aristocats. Okay. I love when Baloo sings Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. I mean, Little John. Oh, wait, Thomas O'Malley. That's hilarious. Y'all are talking about songs. You're jumping the gun here. I could see the Dalmatian story being almost able to happen somewhat. Almost able to happen somewhat. Okay, so we have 1-1. And I'm waiting for another vote to see which one wins when it comes to storyline. So, let's talk about songs since y'all brought it up. We're going to do a tie. I'll wait to see what Stacy or someone else says regarding storyline with 101 Dalmatians or Aristocats. But yeah, let's talk about the songs. So 101 Dalmatians really only has Cruella de Vil as a song that is pretty excellent. Sorry, I hear Gabby. I'm wondering if Miguel needs me or not yet, but we'll see. Songs is easy for me, says Steve, and I'm going to have to agree with Steve here. It's pretty easy for me, too. 101 Dalmatians only has the Cruella de Vil song, really, and Dalmatian Plantation, that's about it. Where the Aristocats has Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, which is a great, catchy song. It has Thomas O'Malley Cat, and it has the Little Scales song in the beginning that it's really cute. Yes, and I'm not even going to try to say it. Stacy, I guess if you are talking storyline, parents saving their kids is better, so 101 Dalmatians. Boom! So 101 Dalmatians wins for storyline. Thank you, Stacy. But I'm going to say the Aristocats for sure is going to win in my book for songs, so that's 2 for Aristocats, because I can see that Steve's World is going for Aristocats here. But yeah, I think you just can't beat the songs from Aristocats. Hey, welcome in, Janine. So here's a question for you. We're talking about the songs from 101 Dalmatians versus the songs in Aristocats. Which songs do you think are better? Would you give the point to Aristocats or 101 Dalmatians? So, Aristocats for songs, says Stacy. Awesome. Welcome in, David. So David, to you as well. Songs, Aristocats or 101 Dalmatians? We have 3 for Aristocats so far, and I have to agree with all of you. I think Aristocats is going to do pretty... It's going to be beating this one for sure. Hey, Timothy, good to see you on Aristocats for sure. So we are going to go ahead and say Aristocats for the win. Also, I want you guys to know, the Sherman brothers actually worked on the songs for the Aristocats. So it makes sense why the songs are better than the 101 Dalmatians. So just throwing that in there as well. I actually thought at a glance that I would vote for 101 Dalmatians, but analyzing it is changing my mind. Isn't that interesting, Steve? Yeah, same. At the beginning of this, I definitely thought 101 Dalmatians would have won, but I was surprised when I had to compare the songs. Like, I really realized that Aristocats is the better one here. I still think the storyline is 101 Dalmatians winner, but we'll move on. Nice to be seen on. Everybody wants to be a cat because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Yes, Stacy, exactly. So good. All right, we're moving on. We're going to go to our animation and awards category. Now, this is a little difficult for these 2 movies because they're not like huge hits. They didn't get great awards, and their animation, I mean, in my opinion, is very similar. So go ahead and vote in the chat which one you think has the better animation and or awards. All I can tell you regarding awards is that the Aristocats got a Golden Screen Award and a Golden Screen with 1 star award, according to IMDb. But the 101 Dalmatians got the Best Animated Film in the British Academy Film and Television Arts. So because of that alone, I'm going to go with 101 Dalmatians because they actually got an award for Best Animated Film, where Aristocats doesn't have that. So for that alone, and I do love 101 Dalmatians, I'm going to vote there. So 1 for 101 Dalmatians. We have 1 for Aristocats from David. Aristocats suffered from post-Walt's death. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that one too. We have another 1 for Aristocats from Stacy Rogers. I am giving the vote to Aristocats. It has more colors and humanizes the animals more. Yes. Aristocats did come out 9 years later as well. So it was 1970 when that came out. 101 Dalmatians was 1961. So there's that. But all right, I'll give it to you guys. You are voting Aristocats. Aristocats wins. It now has 2 points in our 5-point system. So let's move on to our fourth category of the evening, and then we'll end with villains and then supporting characters. So let's talk about villains. Villains in both of these movies are very similar, actually, but slightly different. The villain in Aristocats is Edgar, a butler that is a loyal butler for many years, and all of a sudden is spiteful because the inheritance isn't going straight to him, but it's going to these kittens. And so he wants payment for his loyalty, and ultimately his fear of not having financial security is driving him to get rid of these kittens so that he gets the inheritance. So there's this selfish part of him. What villain isn't selfish? Sneaky, selfish, double-faced, two-faced type of a person. And then we have a very similar villain in Cruella de Vil. Hey, welcome in, Dee. Good to see you on. It's crazy. It's probably super late over there. So then we have Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil is probably as pure of an evil villain as there is, in the sense of like she's super selfish. Like it's purely because she wants fur coats and she's obsessed with material possessions. Super image conscious, and she does have her own song, as Steve says. I'm gonna vote for Cruella de Vil here. I think she's the better developed villain, honestly. I think she has more character to her. You kind of just don't like her more. Like, I don't. And then they have great, crazy scenes of Cruella de Vil throughout the whole movie. I think it's great, especially during the end. Like, it's, I don't know. I like Cruella de Vil more as a villain, so my point's going to go for Cruella de Vil. Let's see what the chat says. Edgar has a name in Men in Black. 1 says David. So David votes for Edgar. 1-1. Edgar doesn't have his own song. Steve said that. And Steve goes easy. 101 Dalmatians. So that's 2-1. Who else has voted? Cruella de Vil. Stacy Rogers. 3-1. I mean, her name is Devil. Yes, Steve. I mean, you can't really argue with that. Janine says Cruella. That's 4-1. Edgar, because there's nothing better than an English butler villain. That's funny too. So 4-2. 101 Cruella de Vil says Big for Life. Welcome. 5-2. And D Hazel says Cruella. 6-2. Today is my 15th anniversary, and you vote for Cruella. Welcome in, Mr. Fulton Miraz. Happy anniversary. So I think Cruella de Vil definitely wins this category. So we are tied 2-2. 101 Dalmatians won the storyline, and 101 Dalmatians wins the villain category. Aristocats won the animation and awards category and the songs category. So far, it's head-to-head, and we're going to move on to our last category of the evening, which will basically let us know who wins for this evening. She is truly evil. She wanted to kill the puppies. Edgar just wanted them to go away. Great point, Stacy. That is a great point. And not just the puppies, but all the puppies. Like, there's 99 of them, not just the 15. I meant Edgar wanted the cats to go away. Yes, exactly. I totally understood what you meant. Okay. So, supporting characters. There's a lot of supporting characters in both of these films that we'll have to consider. But, I mean, you know, let's just consider all the characters, really. You have, in Aristocats, quite the lineup. You got Thomas O'Malley helping out Duchess. You have her 3 kittens. Foo-Foo, which is the horse, and Rockfort, which is the mouse. Napoleon and Lafayette, which are the dogs, the hunting dogs that are fighting against Edgar and pretty much ruin his plan. And then you also have Abigail and Amelia, the geese that the cats run into, and their Uncle Waldo. So those are just a couple of the supporting characters that I wanted to mention regarding Aristocats that we want to have in mind as we're trying to figure out, you know, who has the better supporting characters. And yes, Scat Cat. How can you not mention the amazing band to Everybody Wants to Be a Cat song? So yeah, there's a lot of great characters in this movie. But also, 101 Dalmatians has some good characters. You know, you got Pongo and Perdita, of course. Roger, Anita, and Nanny all have great parts and great roles in the movie. Sergeant Tibbs, Colonel, Collie, Labrador, all these animals helping to find these pets that are lost. Jasper and Horace are great villain sidekicks. I think they're entertaining to watch. And then you have the puppies, like specifically, Rolly with the "I'm hungry, mother, I'm hungry." You got Lucky, who almost didn't survive, and it's just a mischievous little pup. And you got Patch, who is just like, is just amazing. I love these little puppies' personalities. So those are all the supporting characters that we have going on. Which movie do you think has the better supporting character? Let me go ahead and read some of the comments. The Orange Cat and Aristocats. Yeah, Toulouse, I think, is his name. Marie has to be the most popular. Marie is a very popular character, and it's because of her famous quote. I think it's something like, "Ladies don't start fights, but they end them," which is kind of funny. Jasper and Horace, yes. I like Scat Cat better when he became a dog that fought crime and posed as a janitor at the police station. Hong Kong Phooey. You're making all these connections. I love Jasper and Horace, but as a whole, I think the Aristocats' entire cast is better. My vote is Aristocats. Aristocats. We have 3 Aristocats. Wow. Dalmatians. They've got the entire barking network. Yes, Timothy, that is where my vote's going to go. Because of that, they do have the entire barking network, and they have all these dogs helping Pongo and Perdita find these puppies. And then not only do they find the puppies, but they save all 99. That's also what gets me. So it's great. Anyways, I'm going to vote for 101 Dalmatians here, because I think it is the better characters. But gosh, I do love the Scat Cats from Scat Cat and his band from Aristocats. So I can see why everyone would vote for Aristocats here. It is going to pain me to declare the winner tonight. This is painful. Why would you guys let me do this? Also, yes, a few fun facts that I did want to share that Stacey Rogers did hint at already is that Thomas O'Malley Cat is the same voice as Baloo from The Jungle Book, which I think is pretty cool because Baloo is from 3 years before the Aristocats came out. So that was fun to hear. And then, hey, welcome in, Dole Whip Dad. Good to see you. Napoleon, which is one of the hunting dogs, is the same voice as Chief from Fox and the Hound, who also is a hunting dog, which that movie came out later in 1981. So that was kind of cool to like realize as I was listening to the movie. I was like, these characters sound really similar. So there's that. Okay. I vote for Aristocats. Payback for Moana, Steve. And Little John from Robin Hood 2, D. That's crazy. So it's fun. I've really enjoyed watching the classics again. Go ahead and down in the section below, in the chat section or in the comments, let me know what movies you would like to see compared in the next following weeks that I think would be fun to just go through. I have really enjoyed doing this. I think, okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and declare the Aristocats have won this evening as the better overall movie based on our 5 categories. So here's a recap for those who missed it. Number 1, in the song, or no, not the song section, the storyline theme/message category, 101 Dalmatians won. In the songs section, the Aristocats won by a lot. The animation and awards section, the Aristocats won again. But in the villain section, the 101 Dalmatians made another appearance because we think Cruella de Vil is the better villain than Edgar the Butler. And finally, but not least, the supporting characters of both movies, it was totally decided against me that the Aristocats won that category, which means they won for this evening. So the Aristocats won. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming out. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, Steve's World, Tarzan, and the other one I said last time. I'm thinking about that one for next week. Tarzan, and I think, what was it that you said? Jungle Book. I think that's what it was. It was Tarzan and the Jungle Book, which I think would be kind of fun because Tarzan is more of a 90s movie and Jungle Book is a classic. So that might be a fun comparison for next week, but it's going to be hard to vote against Phil Collins there. Like, I think he'll definitely win songs category. All right, let me catch up. I think it was Pocahontas. Pocahontas. What would be a good... I wonder if Pocahontas and Mulan should go against each other. I don't know. I'd love to think through some of these options that we have here. I didn't hear that. Who won? Just twist the knife, man. You think you were saying Tarzan and Pocahontas? I'll have to go back and see what you said. I don't know. Tarzan and Pocahontas? That's crazy. I didn't think about that. I'll look into it. We'll see. Maybe. Let me know in the chat. Do you prefer Tarzan and Pocahontas or Tarzan and Jungle Book? Osmosis Jones and Inside Out. I think that would be kind of a cool comparison. Is Osmosis Jones Disney? Treasure Island and Atlantis. I haven't watched either of those in a really long time. That would be a lot of fun to rewatch. I like that. Good, then I can make my voice comparisons again. Yes, bring in your voice comparison game. I appreciate that so much. Phil Collins voiced Genesis, just saying. Interesting, I didn't know that. Osmosis Jones is Warner Brothers. Oh, that would be a fun comparison, but I gotta stay true to Disney. Hunchback versus Pinocchio. That's interesting, Steve. I'm gonna have to consider that one. Looks like you got two against you, though. Tarzan and Jungle Book. Okay. I think that is it for this evening, you guys. Frozen versus Aladdin. What? How? But what would be a good one against Aladdin? We did already do Frozen. Frozen versus Tangled, which was pretty epic. But what can we do Aladdin? That would be a fun one. I'd love to do that next. After our Robin Hood. Or, not Robin. Oh, actually Robin Hood might be a good one. Brother Bear and Home on the Range. Mulan versus Pocahontas. Beauty and the Beast versus Aladdin. Interesting. I might consider that one. I like it. Boo, did I miss it? You missed it, Holly. I will give you a quick recap and then we're probably going to have to end it here. But we're talking about some future possibilities. Aladdin and Hercules. I like that even more. That's a good one. I like that a lot. Okay, we'll have to think this through, you guys. Inspector Gadget and Wall-E. Is Inspector Gadget really Disney? Listen to who won, Holly. Oh, Lord. Steve, you're terrible. Toy Story versus A Bug's Life. Interesting. All these movies talked about. What are we talking about? Storyline, 101 Dalmatians won. For songs and animation awards, Aristocats won. Then for villains, 101 Dalmatians won. Because, I mean, Cruella de Vil versus, the butler. It's kind of a given. And then for supporting characters, Aristocats took it home because Steve swayed the chat that Aristocats should win. So that's what happened. You didn't miss much. I like Aladdin and Hercules. I like that a lot too. Toy Story versus Lion King. That's just unfair and wrong. What should go against Lion King though? Dinosaur versus The Good Dinosaur. Dinosaur? I don't remember that one. Lion King versus Finding Nemo. Oh, that's just unfair too. Anyways, I love it, you guys. I appreciate all your suggestions. We will go ahead and end this evening now. Thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate you guys. Look out for a video coming out this week. We should have 2 coming out, probably a vlog and Disney Springs entertainment video. Should be fun to watch. And then this Sunday night, we will be streaming from the parks for our 5th Sunday of the week. So no trivia or Jeopardy, but we will be streaming through the parks. Vote in Twitter and Instagram for which park you would like to see us go stream at during the day on Sunday. So that'll be fun. Hopefully I'll be doing like a trivia version of the live stream. Not for points, just for fun. Just walking around and asking y'all random questions. Alright, you guys. We will talk to y'all real soon. We will see you next time. Hopefully see you Sunday night live at the parks. Go vote for us. And as always, life is a prize. Live every minute. Bye guys. Have a great week.